Nirvana. So, do you guys remember the Nirvana Nevermind album? Well, there was a baby on the cover, and that baby is now suing Kurt Cobain and others for his picture being on there. It's very interesting. We're going to break it down in today's episode of I don't know what this is. Nirvana sued by baby from Nevermind's album cover. This was on the BBC News. Now I'm going to go over bits and pieces of this article that kind of tell you what's going on, and then we're going to highlight some very important context. So this guy's name is Spencer Eldon, the man whose unusual baby portrait was used for one of the most recognizable album covers of all time. He's saying that the image constitutes a child POR. Now, the interesting thing about this situation is that this guy, all his life up until now, he's been attempting to profit off of this cover. He's posed in images where he's recreating it. This is the guy right here. He's taken news spots just to talk about and relish the fact that he was on the cover of this album. He's showed up at pools, the pool that the picture was taken, to sign autographs and take pictures. He's recreated the image himself, and he's suing each person involved for $150,000. The article says that the image has generally been understood as a statement of capitalism, as it includes the digital imposition of a dollar bill on a fishhook that a baby appears to be enthusiastically swimming towards. Non-inappropriate images of infants are generally not considered child PORN under law. But the lawyers offering an unusual interpretation of this, saying that the image crosses the line, including currency in the shot makes the baby appear like an sex worker. And again, my general first thought of this was it being and portraying capitalism as from an early age. That's what the whole human existence seems to be striving for. It's the moneymaker. It's what we all are encompassed in. To give you an example of capitalism, you wake up in the morning. You reach for your orange juice or your milk, your eggs, your bacon, you have your breakfast, and it's easily accessible in your house due to capitalism. You get to go to the grocery store and you get to buy stuff easily access. That's capitalism. And we're stuck in this from birth. So that to me was the interpretation. The lawsuit says the defendants intentionally commercially marketed Spencer's child PORN and leveraged the shocking nature of his image to promote themselves and their music at his expense. It says that they used this inappropriate image to drive sales, controversy, and just shocking imagery to increase awareness about their music. He's asking $150,000 from each defendant. That includes Dave Grohl, Chris Novoselic, Courtney Love, the executor of Kurt Cobain's estate, Guy Ossery, and Heather Parry, managers of Cobain's estate, and photographer Kirk Weddle, and director Robert Fishner, and a number of existing defunct record companies that released and distributed the album in the last 3 decades. He also includes the first original drummer for Nirvana, Chad Channing. This dude was not in the band when the album art even came out. I believe he was replaced by Grohl in 1990. Yes, that's the lead singer of the Foo Fighters as well. It goes on to talk about how the guy recreated the pose as a teenager and adult, diving into pools to pose with swim trunks on the occasion of the album's 10th, 17th, 20th, and 25th anniversaries. However, most of the interviews accompanying these photo shoots, he expressed deeply mixed feelings about being famous from the Nevermind cover and whether he was excited by it. Until now, despite his ongoing ambivalence about the photo's legacy, he hadn't described it as POR. He explains across his feelings by saying when he shows up at a major event like baseball games or different events like that, he looks around at the crowd and says that the majority of these people have probably seen my downstairs region when I was a baby, and that makes him feel uncomfortable. Eldon said that he was never compensated for the photo beyond the $200 his parents were paid for on the day of the shoot. So right here we got evidence of there was transaction and payment for this type of material, and generally this type of stuff is not considered PORN, the context being that it was to portray a capitalistic approach, and Nirvana's music pretty much is the antithesis of capitalism. He's talked about this his entire career. In one interview, he talks about how the difference between having money and not having money.
And by happiness, I mean, that made me happy for a little while. But, I mean, I was just probably almost just as happy with, I don't know, I look back on going to secondhand stores and stuff like that and finding a little treasure like that. And that actually meant more to me because it was more of a stab in the dark in a way, because you didn't know if you're going to be able to afford it. You don't know what you're really looking for, and when you find it, it's more special to you rather than having $1,000 and going into a store like that, just buying the whole store. It's not as special.
Kurt Cobain really didn't spend a lot of money, and he brought in the grunge era where he wasn't wearing fancy clothes. He was still wearing the same things that he always wore. So despite being paid $200 and having permission for this album cover and going through with the photo shoot, one of the legal defenses about this is that there were no forms authorizing the use of any images, likenesses, or anything commercial. It says in 2016, the last time that Spencer recreated the pose as an adult, he told New York Post that the anniversary means something to him. It's strange that I did this for 5 minutes when I was 4 months old and it became this really iconic image. It's cool, but weird to be a part of something so important that I don't even remember. In 2008, Spencer's father, Rick, recounted the 1991 shoot to NPR. His friend Weddle, the photographer, calls us up and was like, "Hey Rick, want to make $200 and throw your kid in the drink?" In case you were curious, it means to throw someone or something into a body of water. Well, I could have guessed that. The father recalled, "I was like, what's up?" And he's like, "Well, I'm shooting kids all this week. Why don't you meet me at the Rose Bowl, which is an aquatic center? Throw your kid in the drink." And we just had a big party at the pool and no one had any idea what was going on. The NPR story goes on to say that the family really didn't think any more about it until they saw the album cover blowed up on Sunset Boulevard, and Griffin Records sent Spencer Elden a platinum album and a teddy bear. That's sweet. The lawyers go on to say that the photographer took inappropriate images of Spencer to ensure the album cover would give some sort of visceral, inappropriate response from the viewers. It says Weddle activated the baby's gag reflex before throwing him underwater in poses emphasizing Spencer's exposed genitals. Well, when they word it like that, it sounds like lock 'em up. Fisher purchased fish hooks from a bait and tackle shop to add to the scene. At least one or more film cartridges were shot during a short period of time, which included 40 to 50 different images of Spencer. Cobain chose the image depicting Spencer like a SEX worker, grabbing for a dollar bill that is positioning him dangling from a fish hook in front of his NUDE body with, I don't know. It seems like the defense is wording this very strangely. It seems to me, given the context, that it was a consented piece of art. That's what it was meant, is art, and generally that's why these things aren't considered foul. And given how the guy capitalized on this, I'm not trying to say that he doesn't have strange feelings about this, but it really doesn't. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I'm not trying to say I know how this dude feels, but, I mean, he celebrated this his entire life. He capitalized off this, made money off this, and it just really comes off as he's trying to get more money. The lawsuit cites a passage from writer Michael Azarad's biography, Come As You Are, The Story of Nirvana, in which it was said that the label DGC, a division of Geffen Records, wanted to use a different image, but Cobain insisted, saying the only alteration he would consider making was covering the infants downstairs with a sticker that would read, "If you're offended by this, you must be a closet pedo." The Time magazine article says that Elden was upset when he turned 25, or it was on the 25th anniversary. Oh, wow, that's cool. I just realized he's the same age as the album. So it says he got upset as he grew older. So as he grew older, he got upset. But why did he get upset? He got upset because when he was reaching out to band members and stuff, nobody was reaching back to him. I never met anybody. I didn't get a call or an email. I just woke up already being part of this huge project. It's pretty difficult. You feel like you're famous for nothing, but you didn't really do anything but their album. He said that he recognized the cover concept was genius and in fact had the Nevermind emblem tattooed on his chest. Yet he added in a 2016 story, it's hard not to get upset when you hear how much money was involved So, I don't know, man. I grew up listening to Nirvana, so I wanted to cover this story because it was kind of just like I couldn't believe. And when I got into the context and the details, I was like, But as interesting as it is, always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guys. I want to know what you think. So why don't you go ahead and leave your creative and interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for those likes, and as always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. I'm thirsty. I gotta record another video. This should be the second video for today, or maybe this video goes tomorrow. I think I'm gonna put it out today. I have to work on a video about Anna Campbell, who struck my video down, and that's upsetting. We're gonna go in detail on that. I think I'm gonna shoot that next, but thank you to my patrons, really appreciate it. If you guys want to support what I do here on the channel and get your name at the end of my videos, then the link to the Patreon will be in the pinned comment. Also, thank you to everybody that's donated to the fundraiser. We're currently at $11,529. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. This is to help survivors in difficult situations. And if you have donated to this fundraiser, let me know in the comment section below. I don't care if it was in the past. I want to hear from you, because I really appreciate you for existing and being on this planet. Because that's just another reason that this channel, because that's just the way to show that you're repping. If you're not repping, you're Greg, and how you do that, go to subscribe, notification turn on, be in the comment section of every single video, because I'm going to be there. Greg the Cat's going to be there, and the rest of the Red Sox community as well. And I expect to see you there too, because this channel loves you.